Hey everyone, this is Verdilt here, and today we have another Pokemon Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire Wi-Fi battle with the tier 1 Legendary and 5 UU. The rules will be in the description in case you forgot them or you don't know them, even though they're obvious from the name. So this battle is against Dude, or my best friend Abdullah, and he decided to bring Giratina and I decided to bring Reshiram, and we both have fun teams. We didn't bring like all 5 UU, basically I wasn't scared of the Giratina, even though it tricks my entire team, but just because Giratina usually runs Roost, Will-O-Wisp, and stuff like that, and I figured my best friend Abdullah, if I know him well, he likes to set up, but Giratina does not get Dragon Dance or any sort of setup moves, so I was feeling comfortable. I go for Volt Switch against his Rotom Heat because I figured he will not Volt Switch me since I have Lightning Rod, and he would go for Overheat or Walls, and then he would be tempted to Volt Switch against my Blastoise, but he instantly goes for Volt Switch, and the damage that is shown just tells me that he's choice picked for sure, because I am max HP as Salt Vest. He goes into his Armageddon, and I figured, okay, he likes to set up, but I wouldn't think he would actually have a setup move. But just in case, I'm gonna go into my red card Shuckle. I do go into my Shuckle as he goes for Calm Mind, and I'm like, oh, come on, I should have seen this coming. Of course, Calm Mind, Rest, and Shadow Ball, and an extra move. So he goes for Calm Mind, and then I decide to set up rocks because I do have red card, and red card will only activate if you survive the hit, and since I have Sturdy, no matter how powerful his hit is, I'm gonna live it. So here he thinks something is suspicious. He's not sure. He doesn't go for the full setup. He just goes for Aura Sphere just to check if I have anything fishy, and he does reveal the red card. Unfortunately, I wanted him to set up more as I set up Webs, knock his item off, and etc. So I do go for Toxic. Because I was honest, I wanted him to focus on Calm Mind and think that this is my trick as he Calm Minds and Rest. But as you can see, the red card kicked him out, and I do get the Toxic on this thing, which isn't great or bad because I'm not sure if he has Heal Bell. So he goes for a Wish, intending to pass it to something, maybe predicting me to switch. But I do go for a knockoff because I know this thing without leftovers is fucking awesome. We learned that against Freedombian, one of my LBA buddies. So he goes into his Freeze just to pass him the Wish, and if you can see, Freeze will get the Wish. And honestly, we only saw the Aura Sphere. If I spent like 5 minutes to actually think what could his other move be, it would obviously be Shadow Ball, since Shadow Ball and Aura Sphere complement each other perfectly. But we were sitting next to each other, we were like mocking each other. It was kind of fun, so we didn't really focus. So I figured he would be I figured his other move could be Dragon Pulse. So he goes for Volt Switch, and I do take that Volt Switch with my Lightning Rod since I knocked his item off. He goes into his Armageddon, and Armageddon is fucking scary. So I go for T-Bolt. I figured my T-Bolt plus Volt Switch maybe would hurt him since I have Lightning Rod, and this T-Bolt does okay damage considering that he didn't even touch his special defense. I do go for Volt Switch and almost put him in half, which is kind of fine because even if he goes for Calm Mind, Draco would still kill from my Miyata, the Reshiram. If you get Miyata reference, like seriously, if you get Miyata's reference, you are like the awesomest person on earth, and I will go personally to you and get engaged to you. Anyways, he goes for Calm Mind, gets his special defense boost, and he switches out his Giratina because knowing that Draco would just destroy him completely. So go for Draco, and actually we weren't sure at this point. We never calculated. We don't play Uber, so we were like, is Draco gonna kill? But turns out Draco kills from full health as well. So I go for Draco, and I do get a crit on this thing, which does not matter at all, seeing my insane special attack and Life Orb and Draco, so not in a million years. He goes into his Hooks, and I know Hitmonchan has awesome special defense, and I'm already at -2, so I don't want to Draco this thing. And I knew he was gonna Rapid Spin, or maybe potentially Rapid Spin, so I went into my Kilo Islands as he rapid spins on me and gets some Rocky Helmet damage. And I figured he wouldn't have Ice Punch since this isn't OU and Ice Punch is less viable. Maybe he would have Thunder Punch for the flying types. But he does have Ice Punch, which does make sense. Like I said, it hits flying types, which wall fighting types, but it was a 50-50 chance whether it's Thunder Punch or Ice Punch. I don't know, maybe Ice Punch is still useful in UU, I don't know. So I am faster, so I thought he would go and risk it with the Mach Punch. So I decided to go for Wood Hammer, and he goes into his Braveheart, and Wood Hammer doesn't do shit to it since it's Eviolite and shit. It's so bulky, it's almost as bulky as Ferrothorn. So Wood Hammer doesn't do anything, I do lose some recoil. Switch out, go into my Shuckle. Sorry. I go into my Shuckle, and I decided to knock off the Eviolite because I thought it would be Pisky. I should have set up the rocks again just to help me with this matchup. I go for a knock out the Assault Fist, which doesn't matter at all since it's in killing range of my Karam anyways. I'm in Reshiram. So I decided not to switch in Reshiram because I figured Stealth Rocks plus Mach Punch would really hurt me. I go into my Fidir, the Blastoise, just because I want to spin the rocks. But then I was like, wait, he has Giratina, it's a complete wall, it's a complete perfect wall, and with rocks he could probably go for Dragon Pulse if I switch in Reshiram on him Calm Minding. So like imagine I'd go for Rapid Spin, he'd go into Giratina, I switch into Reshiram, Stealth Rocks plus Dragon Pulse would definitely take me out. I still didn't see his other move, which is obviously Shadow Ball, but I wasn't thinking straight. So I do burn him and I survive his hit, but then we both go down to the burn. And then I decide to go into my Thunder Uma, and right now I could overheat this thing and just get it over with, and I really wish that I would have done that. But I figured if I go for overheat, Giratina would just come in and set up on me, but I shouldn't have been worried because, like I said, I didn't know the cogs for Draco. But if I had gone for overheat and then Volt switched when Giratina came in and just went into my Reshiram, I would just kill him with Draco, but like I said, we were sitting next to each other, we weren't putting our A game, but we were both in a pretty equal position, so even he didn't calc, I wouldn't allow him to calc. So he goes for Double Edge, take out my my thingy, and then I have a chance for a comeback right now, which is Honkclaws. If both of his tabs are walled by Steel and Bug, and he goes into his Braveheart, as I go for Honkclaws, and this Honkclaws gives me a +1, and my attack is insane, but I know Xscissor is not gonna kill, so I was like, okay, let's Honkclaws again. If he wants to set up spikes, so be it. Leech Seed, so be it. And from this point, I can literally sweep his entire team. Because I do have Stone Edge, Honkclaw, Xscissor, and Ironhead, which would kill his entire team with one hit. So I do go for Xscissor against Braveheart, and I don't know, I think the crit mattered just on this thing. The rest would die from one hit. But he does go down, go into his freeze. Obviously I'm slower, he will just bop me with an overheat. I couldn't risk it and switch into anything else. As K. Davis has piss poor special defense, and there is no way I can take anything with him paralyzed. So I go into Miyata because he's overheat. He doesn't have trick because I do have Roost, so I figured he wouldn't be able to trick me. So my only hope is to kill him with a fire move, because if I go for Draco, I'll be at -2 special attack, and like I said, I didn't do the cucks, so I figured that thing would be able to set up on me. So he goes for Thunder Wave, and unfortunately he paralyzes me, and I was like, you fucking bastard, why the fuck do you have a choiced item, a trick, and a T-Wave? And he was like, fuck you, man, you always make fun of T-Wave Rotom, and here I brought T-Wave Rotom to fuck you up. I was like, god damn it, you and your T-Wave. So I decided to go for Roost because I want to be as healthy as possible in order to live the hit from the Sospak. He decides to steal my Life Orb like an asshole, and I get paralyzed, and he does go for T-Wave again because he figured maybe I'd switch or something. So he goes for Overheat, doesn't do shit since it's double resisted, and his special attack is already down. And then I do go for I think the Blue Flare right now, since I am as healthy as possible. Yes, I do go for Blue Flare, take him out, as he will go down, and right now he will go into his Thunder Olaf, the Sospak. Is this a Sospak? Yeah. What is the ugly one called? Stoutland. So he goes for a Choice Banded Double Edge, which the crit mattered in this kill, but it didn't matter in the long run, because he would have had the same outcome. I would have killed him. He would go into his Giratina, kill me, and then I would go into this thing and he would kill me since I was paralyzed. If I wasn't paralyzed, maybe the crit really mattered, but I was paralyzed, so that was game. Goes into his Armageddon, which is fucking scary, as you can see right now. I can't touch this thing. I have T-Bolt, Volt Switch, HP Grass, and Overheat. So he goes. I go for T-Bolt, hoping that it would do same damage with the Lightning Rod, but it doesn't do shit. And he reveals the Shadow Ball, and this will wreck my Thunder Uma, obviously, especially from this range. Even though, actually, Giratina doesn't have a good special attack like base 100 or something, but it is extremely bulky with equal stats and fantastic typing. So he does go for Shadow Ball and finish me, and this will be the game. So I'll get back to you, Ab. I will destroy you. And next time, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and all that YouTubey crap. And don't forget to check the description for Twitter if you want to ask me for a battle in this tier or the other tiers. So yeah, see you later.